This Shaolin monk is supporting his entire body weight on one finger, and he built this strength without ever touching a weight, drinking a protein shake, or taking a single supplement. In fact, the methods Shaolin monks use to develop their strength are so different from modern training that most people wouldn't even recognize them as exercise. Today, if you want to get strong, you're told you need heavy weights, protein supplements, complex training splits, and cutting-edge equipment. But for over 1,500 years, Shaolin monks have been building levels of strength that seem physically impossible. Using none of these things, they look lean, almost frail. You'd walk past them on the street and never give them a second glance. But these Shaolin monks could uproot 770 lb trees with their bare hands, pull out thousands of rusted nails with their fingers, and perform feats of strength that still baffle scientists today. So, how did they do it? What did these Shaolin monks know about building strength that we've completely forgotten? The answer isn't what you think, and it challenges everything modern fitness culture tells us about how strength is built. Because while we're focused on muscle size, Shaolin monks were focused on something completely different. Let me show you what they knew. The tree method. When a young monk first arrives at the Shaolin Temple, he isn't handed a dumbbell, he's assigned a tree. His task isn't to climb it or chop it down. He is told to pull it out of the earth. Every morning, he wraps his arms around the trunk, plants his feet, and pulls with every ounce of his soul. For the first few months, nothing happens. For the first few years, the tree doesn't budge an inch. But here is the brilliant part. As the monk gets stronger, the tree is growing too. Its roots go deeper, and its trunk gets thicker. The resistance increases naturally and perfectly, matching his progress year after year. Eventually, after a decade of daily effort, the monk can shake the trunk hard enough to drop leaves, then branches. And finally, he uproots the entire thing. This isn't just a cool story, it's a masterclass in what we call systemic strength. See, modern gym goers love to isolate. We do bicep curls for the arms or leg extensions for the quads. We treat the body like a collection of separate parts. But the monk treats his body like a single, unified machine. When he pulls that tree, he is engaging his fingers, his back, his core, and his legs all at once. This creates a different kind of power. While a bodybuilder builds muscle size on the surface, the monk is hardening his inner chassis. He is thickening his tendons, densifying his bones, and toughening his connective tissues. This is why they can look lean, almost thin, yet possess a grip that feels like iron. They aren't training for the mirror, they are training for function. But if you think pulling trees is intense, wait until you see what they do to their fingers. The 108 nails. If the tree training builds the engine, this next method turns their hands into steel pliers. To build world-class finger strength, monks would drive 108 nails into a thick wooden plank. Every single day, their job was to pull them out using only 3 fingers: the thumb, the index, and the middle finger. Once that became easy, they didn't stop. They switched to their weakest fingers, the ring finger and the pinky. And when that became easy, they drove the nails even deeper into the wood. But then comes the part that sounds like a nightmare. They would sprinkle the nails with water and leave them to rust. Advanced students had to pull out 1,000 of these rusted nails. Now, why rust? It's not just about being tough. Rust creates incredible friction. It makes the metal jagged and nearly impossible to grip. It causes the skin to blister and crack, making every single pull feel like fire. But this is exactly what forces the body to adapt at the deepest level. By the time a master finishes this training, his fingers are so powerful that if he grabs you in combat, there is no escape. He can lock onto pressure points and nerves with a grip that simply cannot be broken. This is how a man like the late monk Haidung could perform a handstand on a single finger. Think about the physics there. That isn't just muscle. That is a level of structural integrity in the bones and tendons that most people will never achieve. And the wildest part? They did all of this on a diet that most modern fitness gurus would call a disaster. The lifestyle and the biological reality. In a world of neon pre-workout drinks and high-protein meal plans, the Shaolin kitchen looks surprisingly basic. These monks weren't measuring grams of creatine or timing their protein intake to the second. Their fuel was simple: steamed wheat bread, plenty of fresh vegetables, and hot tea. No meat, no powders, and definitely no cheat days. But it's not just what they ate, It's how they lived. Their training started at 5:30 in the morning and didn't stop until 6 o'clock at night. That is over 12 hours of movement every single day. They didn't have rest days or deload weeks where they sat on the couch. Their only recovery was a 30-minute nap after lunch to store energy for the afternoon. Now, modern fitness experts would call this overtraining. They'd say the body needs days off to grow. But the monks understood a different principle: total adaptation. They believed the human body is a mirror of the stress you place on it. If you consistently challenge it, it has no choice but to harden. It stops building puffy muscle and starts building dense muscle. And modern science is finally starting to catch up. Studies have shown that bodyweight movements, when done with this kind of intensity, can produce the exact same strength gains as heavy squats or deadlifts. The monks didn't need a journal to prove this. They demonstrated it by generating a striking force that can shatter solid stone. They aren't just strong for their size. They possess a type of explosive power that defies conventional biomechanics. They remind us that while a gym builds a body that looks good, this kind of discipline builds a machine that works perfectly. The philosophy and the new standard. So, what is the real takeaway here? Do we all need to go out and start pulling trees out of the park? Not exactly, but we can learn 4 things that will change your fitness forever. First, size does not equal strength. The Shaolin monks are living proof that you can be incredibly powerful without looking like a bodybuilder. You don't need to be bulky to be dangerous. Second, progressive overload doesn't require iron. Your nervous system doesn't know the difference between a 100-pound dumbbell and your own body weight used in a difficult way. If the resistance is there, the growth will follow. Third, time beats intensity. We are obsessed with 6-week transformations and quick fixes. But the monks thought for decades. Real, deep strength, the kind that lives in your bones and stays with you as you age, takes time to build. And finally, patience is a training method. The monk who pulls on a tree for 3 years without seeing it move isn't wasting his time. He's building the foundation. He's training his mind to stay calm when things get tough. In a world that wants everything now, the Shaolin monks remind us that the best things take time. They didn't look like superheroes, and they didn't have fancy equipment. They just had a goal and the discipline to show up every single day. If you're tired of the same old gym routine and want to explore what the human body is truly capable of, start small. Focus on the basics. Stay consistent. Because true strength isn't something you buy, it's something you become. If this changed how you think about your training, hit that subscribe button. We're diving deep into the methods that modern fitness forgot. Real strength is waiting. The only question is, do you have the patience to find it?